A breath of water in a sea of titans. The sky is gray. The walls are trembling. And a titan's foot crashes through the earth like a thunderclap. Screams echo through the city. But then, through the dust, a figure moves. Not with the vertical gear, not with a cannon, with a sword. And a stance as fluid as a river. It's not Levi, it's not Mikasa. It's Tanjiro Kamado. Dropped into a world where kindness means death and hesitation means getting eaten, the boy raised in the mountains now faces monsters far bigger than demons. No Nezuko, no demon core, just humanity clinging to life behind giant walls and praying they're not next. But Tanjiro doesn't pray. He breathes.
Saved me.
Water breathing. Form 1. Water surface slash. The Titan never saw it coming. But here's the real question. Can heart, hope, and a sword forged for demons stand a chance against towering flesh-eating giants? Can Tanjiro, the boy with a soul too gentle for this world, survive one where every friend could be a corpse tomorrow? Or better yet, could he change it? Let's find out what happens when a demon slayer steps into the cruel world of titans. Imagine the moment Tanjiro Kamado opens his eyes and the world is nothing like the one he knew. There are no demons, no Nichirin blades glowing with color, no Hashira, no demon core. Instead, he's surrounded by smoke, rubble, and the deafening sound of people screaming. A titan lumbers through the street, its grotesque smile stretching from ear to ear, and Tanjiro, still clutching his sword, knows one thing. This creature is not a demon, but it's a monster all the same. The world of Attack on Titan is a cruel place. It doesn't offer second chances. There's no time for sorrow, no space for forgiveness, but Tanjiro is a fighter forged by tragedy. And what he lacks in size or technology, he makes up for in heart, skill, and pure instinct. At first, he's overwhelmed. The Titans are massive, unpredictable, and relentless. They don't die from decapitation like demons. Instead, they fall only when struck precisely at the nape. Tanjiro studies them, his sharp eyes tracking their movement, his enhanced sense of smell trying to lock onto their scent. It's not like the stench of bloodthirsty demons, it's something more raw, more chaotic. That's when the scout regiment finds him. They're suspicious at first. He's dressed strangely, his sword isn't standard issue, and he doesn't use vertical maneuvering gear. But they notice how he moves, how he dodges attacks with impossible precision and slices with frightening power. They bring him in, train him, and that's when something incredible happens. Tanjiro, who trained under Urokodaki and faced down demons like Rui and Akaza, adapts quickly to the gear. The vertical maneuvering equipment is foreign, but it reminds him of the aerial acrobats he's mastered during his time on Mount Sagiri. He balances his breathing with the flow of movement. He learns to time his water breathing techniques mid-air. Soon, he combines them. Water breathing, 7th form. Drop ripple thrust, curve. With the VME, this becomes a spiraling jet of motion, striking a Titan's nape like lightning from above. Every Titan he faces becomes a puzzle. Not just an enemy, but a living, terrifying force he must outthink and outmaneuver. His swordsmanship, originally designed to sever demon necks, becomes something new, sharper, faster, more brutal. And then there's his sense of smell. In the world of Demon Slayer, Tanjiro could track emotions, intentions, and even danger through scent. Now, in this Titan-filled nightmare, that gift becomes a weapon. He can smell when a Titan shifter is nearby. He can sense when someone like Reiner or Annie is lying, when the fear in the air shifts before an ambush, or when a comrade is hiding trauma too heavy to carry alone. To the scouts, Tanjiro isn't just skilled, he's unreal. He's not as savage as Levi, nor as strategic as Erwin, but his presence on the battlefield turns the tide. He doesn't just kill Titans, he reads them, he dances with them, he respects the weight of every life taken, even when the enemy shows no mercy. And yet, there's still a question burning in his mind. Where is Nezuko? Did she make it to this world too? Is she trapped behind one of those walls? Or worse, has she become one of them? Tanjiro's blade becomes more than a weapon. It becomes a promise to protect, to endure, and to uncover the truth hiding in this broken world. Because if there's one thing Tanjiro has never done, it's give up. Not on his sister, not on humanity, and not on himself. In the world of Attack on Titan, compassion is a weakness. Hesitation gets you killed. Mercy gets others killed. The scout regiment doesn't have time for second guesses. They need soldiers, not saints. But then there's Tanjiro Kamado. He doesn't scream orders like Erwin. He doesn't execute enemies without blinking like Levi. Instead, he looks his enemy in the eye and sees a person underneath the monster. And that's where things get complicated. Because Tanjiro isn't just a warrior, he's a boy who buried his entire family. He's a brother who carried his demon-turned sister across mountains to save her soul. He's someone who stared into the eyes of demons and still wept for what they used to be. Now imagine what happens when he sees a Titan shifter like Eren. Not as a weapon, but as a person. At first, it puts him at odds with the scouts. In one mission, he hesitates, just for a moment before striking down a Titan. It's only later that he learns it was a transformed human, an innocent victim of Zeke's spinal fluid. That hesitation? It saves a life, but it nearly costs another. Levi calls him reckless. Hanji is curious. Mikasa doesn't trust him yet. And Armin? He listens. Because Armin sees something in Tanjiro. Not just skill, but empathy. The kind of rare, stubborn compassion that doesn't survive in this world, and yet, Tanjiro does survive. In fact, he inspires. During downtime, he checks in on wounded soldiers. He sharpens blades for rookies. He tells stories not of titans or walls, but of demons who once cried before they died. And slowly, something starts to shift. People begin to fight not just out of fear, but because Tanjiro believes there's still something worth saving. Even Eren, consumed by rage and revenge, finds himself pausing around Tanjiro. "You're too soft," Eren tells him one night. Tanjiro doesn't argue. He simply says, "Maybe, but the world doesn't need more monsters. It needs people who remember what we're fighting for." That one line travels through the scouts like wildfire. But not everyone is convinced. When Tanjiro refuses to kill a shifter who surrenders, someone responsible for dozens of deaths, it creates tension. Levi warns him, "One day that kindness will get you or someone else killed." Tanjiro nods. He knows the risk, but he also knows what it means to lose your humanity in battle, and he refuses to let go of his. His compassion becomes his greatest strength and his greatest burden. Because in a world where friends die faster than names can be remembered, where the enemy might be sitting at your table or hiding inside your own walls, Tanjiro dares to care. He reaches out to Mikasa, not as a soldier, but as someone who understands loss. He listens to Jean when he's overwhelmed with guilt. He tells Connie that it's okay to cry when the mission is over. And in doing so, Tanjiro becomes something rare in the world of Titans. A light. Not a hero, not a legend, just a reminder of the boy he was and the man he refuses to become. Even when the world demands blood, he offers empathy. Even when the scouts push forward with rage, he moves with purpose. And when the Titans roar, he breathes. Because to Tanjiro, survival isn't just about killing the enemy, it's about holding on to the one thing they can't take away from you. your heart. The day of the battle for Shiganshina arrives. The sky is black with smoke. The ground shakes with every Titan's step. Soldiers scream, cannons thunder, and blood paints the stones beneath the wall. And right in the middle of it all is Tanjiro. But he's not yelling, not panicking, he's breathing. Water breathing, 10th form, constant flux. Spinning through the air with vertical gear, he twists past the Titan's grasp, dragging his blade across its nape in one clean motion. The Titan crumbles. The next one steps forward. Tanjiro doesn't stop. His body isn't built like Reiner. His aggression doesn't match Mikasa, but he has something else. Clarity. In chaos, he finds focus. In fear, he finds stillness. Erwin notices it during strategy meetings. Tanjiro isn't loud, but when he speaks, people listen. He suggests strike patterns based on scent trails the others can't even detect. He warns them seconds before ambushes. He tells Levi when a Titan shifter is holding back, based not on strength, but on subtle changes in emotion he can literally smell. He fits into the scouts not just as a fighter, but as an edge, a secret weapon cloaked in humility. In the retaking of Wall Maria, Tanjiro works alongside Levi and Mikasa. 3 blurs across the sky, 3 blades slicing through flesh and steam. But something's different about Tanjiro. He doesn't just kill, he mourns. Every Titan he brings down, every shifter he confronts, he sees their past. He wonders who they were before the transformation, what they lost, and who they loved. And each time he lands, even if only for a second, he prays for them. That's the cost of compassion in a cruel world. Because with every victory, Tanjiro loses a little more of himself. Another friend gone, another innocent casualty, another reason to stop caring. But he doesn't. Even when Armin burns, even when Sasha falls, even when Eren changes, Tanjiro remains Tanjiro. And maybe that's why, when the final battle comes, when Eren unleashes the full terror of the rumbling, flattening cities and crushing nations, Tanjiro doesn't run. He walks forward. His blade is broken, his uniform torn, but his eyes clear. He reaches Eren not with threats, but with memory. Of family, of siblings, of what it means to love in a world that hates you. And for just 1 second, one breath, Eren hesitates. Maybe that's all it takes. Because not every battle is won with steel, sometimes it's won with the part of you that refuses to die, no matter what this world throws at it. And Tanjiro? He never lets that part fade. In the end, Tanjiro doesn't become humanity's strongest soldier, he becomes something far more dangerous in the world of Attack on Titan. He becomes hope. A boy who fought demons learned to fight titans. A brother who protected his sister learned to protect the entire world. And a swordsman who could have lost his heart chose to hold on even when it hurt. So, could Tanjiro survive in the world of Attack on Titan? Yes, but more importantly, he might be the only one who could still save it. Now it's your turn. Would Tanjiro and Levi be an unstoppable team, or clash like fire and water? Could his kindness really change Eren's fate, or would this cruel world swallow even him whole? Tell us your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe, and share this with a friend who never skips the intro. And remember, when the world goes silent, breathe.